24, but I've been struggling with a sex addiction my entire adult life, pretty much. Sleeping with a lot of people I shouldn't and feeling a lot of shame and really gross about it afterwards. I'm in therapy now, and we have it really under control. I'm doing really good, but my dilemma is this. I'm essentially the depraved fuckboy of the friend group, and whenever I tell my friends some of the sick shit I've done, the joy on their face completely outweighs the shame and guilt that I feel.
So you're gay?
And I'm wondering if you
so
think
what the important part of sex is telling your male friends about it? That's more important to you? Anyway, go ahead.
And I'm wondering if you think it's worth it to keep indulging while I'm young, while I can still do it, just so I get those great stories every once in a while to tell my friends. When I let them know I was banging a married woman in an open relationship in a cemetery, and the laughter they had after that.
Wow.
I mean,
that's crazy.
Shit, that outweighed all the shame I felt from sleeping with sex workers.
First of all, those aren't the two things
that I've done.
Also, sleeping with sex workers is not disgusting.
No.
Yeah. You have a weird hang-up.
Dude, this guy needs to stop being a pussy, man. He's crushing ass, and he's like, I'm sad about it. What the fuck do you want, dude? Just enjoy it, dude. Or don't. And if you don't enjoy it, then don't do it. Like, the shame you're feeling is, first of all, is very natural to feel some shame, and because you're it's a dopamine depletion after you orgasm, which is one of the reasons why I had that my whole life. And then when I was 45, a clinician was like, I did a blood panel, and she was like, your testosterone is really low. You should get on a testosterone treatment.
Wow, holy shit.
So I did, and she's like, it's going to improve your sex drive in some way. But I didn't know how. She just said, that's going to be part of this. And I was like, well, that's cool. All of a sudden, when I had sex, I didn't immediately feel sad afterwards. When I jerked off, I didn't immediately feel sad afterwards. And I always thought that that was like shame and guilt. And then I looked up low testosterone orgasm, and the first thing I found was it was like, you will have a feeling of depression and whatever. Like, so that's part of it.
Wow,
but also
I've been low T my whole life.
It'll get you, like when I got on testosterone, like that thing of like so, you know, sometimes you'll, not to be crass, but like sometimes you'll sleep with, or rude, but sometimes you'll sleep with somebody and you're like, as soon as it's done,
what have
like,
I done?
I got to get out of here or whatever. Yeah. And that started going away. Like all of it was like, I was like, oh, there's a mental connection to all this. So that could be part of it. But look, you know, dude, my friend, I had a friend who, I'm not religious, but I had a friend, and his friend was a priest. And he would talk about like guys coming into confession and talking about this kind of stuff.
That's awesome. The priest was just letting you, just over beers telling you about that.
Yeah.
That's
just
awesome.
spilling the beans on everybody. And the priest said, he always said the same thing. He goes, "Of course you're depressed. Your sins are many." And and he didn't mean it like you're sinning against God. He just meant it like you're living in an empty way.
Yeah.
Like you're living in a selfish way.
Sure.
Like, and that is causing, of course that's going to make you sad. So, you know, this sounds like an addiction. That's also going to carry guilt with it and stuff. And it sounds like you need to get, some of that guilt might be coming from some of these things we're talking about, but it sounds to me at the end of the day, you have an addiction, you're continuing to steer into your addiction. For some reason, you need your friend that you've got. We talked about imposter syndrome earlier. You've got imposter syndrome with your own friends that you think you need them to light up and smile and laugh at sex stories. So, and if they don't, they won't like you or something.
That's all you're bringing to the table in your view. That's a good point. Is like this guy clearly his relationship to sex is so fucked up in so many different ways. Where it's like, you know, he says he has all this shame. He says he's doing stuff he's not proud of. But then he, like, wants to tell his... Like, the fact that your friends... This is like being like, oh... heroin is really ruining me, but my boys love hearing about me doing it. It's like, come on, dude, respect yourself a little bit. And again, we're two fucking real pieces of shit on this podcast, where it's like, what you've done would not faze us, I promise you. Whatever the most disgusting thing you think you've done, I promise you, Joe or I have fucking done it. You know what I mean? So we're not coming at this from a prude perspective.
No.
But you clearly want to be in therapy. He's talking about how it's going well. He's in therapy. He's getting this shit under control. Showing off for your friends is like, that's little kid thinking, dude. And being an adult is like, this is literally like, the classic, if your friends jumped off a bridge, would you go with them type shit, where it's like, just because your friends think it's cool doesn't mean you have to keep doing something harmful to yourself.
Well, also, too, if I may add another thing, look, man, some of this can just be the sexual encounters you're pursuing.
Right.
Like, some of this guilt you're feeling could be like, no, I had sex with a sex worker, which is fine. There's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
But it's like, but you might be like, you're in your subconscious level, shit, man, I hope that was she's clean, and I hope that I'm safe, and you know what I mean. You start thinking that you have sex with a woman in an open marriage. I hope it's actually open. What if it's not? What if her husband actually comes and hurts me? What, you know, like these are things like these people that you're engaging with. There's nothing wrong with engaging with them. But maybe it's just the scenarios themselves that are also making you feel very uncomfortable. I don't know. If you have a real sex addiction, I would start going to sex parties and shit. And I don't know.
Feed it. It's like a fever. Feed the fever.
Well,
or starve a cold, feed a fever.
At least
starve a sex addiction. Feed a sex addiction, starve a heroin addiction.
At least see if it works at that point, maybe. I don't know. You go, you know what? I feel great.
Yeah, make yourself. It's like when you catch your son smoking one cigarette, you're like, you're gonna smoke the whole pack. We're catching you fuck pussy. You're gonna fuck 12 pussies at this party, pal, until you're sick of pussy. Look, go to a sex party if you want, but I think ultimately you're on the path that for whatever reason, right? Even if you were to, there's a way you could behave this way and it doesn't affect you, and we'd be fine with it. No one here would judge you, but it does affect you negatively, and you clearly want a healthier relationship to sex. And I agree. There's probably ways where you can maybe take away the things that make you feel really bad, and then just have a healthier, like, you are young. Maybe you don't have to necessarily get married or anything, but you could be hooking up with people. But it could be people you have some kind of connection to. Mm-hmm. Either way, it's not worth. I mean, you're 24. You have to start shedding the thinking of doing stuff to impress your friends. That's pathetic.
Yeah.
So that's the number one takeaway. Figure out your relationship to sex. It's good you're trying to, it's gotten to the point where it's addiction. You're in therapy for it. Figure out what's right for you and do that, and your friends won't fucking give a fuck. You think that's all you're bringing to the table? You're bringing more to the table. They actually fucking like you. A lot of the times the shit you worry about is just like a throwaway to people. Yeah. They don't consider you the guy who, they think it's funny, but it's like, those stories end for everyone at some point.
Yeah.